Students, in this second video, we are going to start our next topic, that is measurement of time. So the time interval between one sunrise and next sunrise is called as day. Okay? The time period from one sunset to next sunrise is called night. The time interval between one new moon to next new moon is called as month. The time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun is called year. Now we will discuss about the pendulum clock. It was used to measure time. Galileo is the first person who has observed or discovered that a swinging pendulum takes a fixed time to complete one oscillation. The to and fro movement of a swinging pendulum is called oscillation. Now we will discuss about the simple pendulum. It has a small metallic ball called bob that is suspended from a rigid stand by a thread when the metal bob is at rest at position O. Position O is at rest. When the book is displaced, when the bob is displaced slightly, okay, and released, the bob is slightly displaced and released. It begins oscillating. The bob is said to complete one oscillation when it moves from, suppose this one is the O position, A position and the B position. It starts from A. If it starts from A position, it will move A to O, O to B, B to O, and again it will go to the A. So this is called as one oscillation, and the time taken to complete one oscillation is called its time period. Oscillation, I said that fro and to and fro, that motion means that pendulum, when it relates, it goes from A to B, B to A. This is oscillation. It coming back, and this is called as oscillation. Now we will discuss a pendulum is used in a pendulum clock. Why I have discussed this pendulum? Because this pendulum is used in a pendulum clock which swings continuously. Okay. So under the influence of a wound-up spring that controls the movement of the hands of a clock. So when this oscillation takes place, it controls the hands of clock, and on this principle the pendulum clock is working. Students, we will discuss about the numericals which is based on simple pendulum. We have the question. First of all, I am going to read the question. Question is just like, a simple pendulum takes 32 seconds to complete 20 oscillations. What is the time period of the pendulum? Very simple question. Given is time is equal to 32 seconds. So in 32 seconds, 20 oscillations were completed. Means number of oscillations are 20. Time is 32 seconds. Now we are supposed to calculate time period of the pendulum. We know the formula that time period of the pendulum is equal to time taken divided by number of oscillations. We know that time is 32 seconds and the number of oscillations are 20. So we will divide it in this way. 32 is divided by 20. 20 ones are 20. So we have answer 1.6. When we have divided 32 by 20, we got the answer 1.6. Means time period of the pendulum is equal to 1.6 seconds. Now students, the second numerical, I am going to read this numerical. The odometer of a car reads 57,321 km when the clock shows the time 8:30 a.m. When the timing goes 8:30 a.m., the odometer of car shows the reading 57,321 kilometer. In short, what is the distance moved by the car if at 8:50 a.m. the odometer reading has changed to 57,336 kilometer? Now, the time was 8:50 a.m. It changed from 8:30 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. and the odometer has shown the reading 57,336 kilometer. This is the given data. Calculate the speed of the car in kilometer per minute. So, we have to calculate the speed of the car in kilometer per minute during this time, as well as express the speed in kilometer per hour. So, given data, what is the given? Time is given 2 times. Initial 8:30 a.m. Final timing 8:50 a.m. Clear, students? So, at 8:30 a.m. reading was 57,321 kilometer, and at 8:50 a.m. the reading of the odometer was 57,336 kilometer. From this data, first of all, we will calculate what is the distance covered by the car. So, what we are supposed to do? We have to subtract 57,336. We have to subtract this value from this 57,321 kilometers. So, 6 minus 1, 5, 3 minus 2, 1, 0, 0, 0. So, we got the answer. The distance covered by the car was 15 kilometers. Now, we will move towards what was the actual timing. So, actual timing we will calculate in this way. The initial was 8:50 a.m. Initial was 8:30 a.m. and the final was 8:50 p.m. So, we will get the answer 20 minutes. Got it, students? So, we can say that in 20 minutes, car has occupied distance 15 kilometer. So, speed is equal to 15 kilometer per 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, it has covered 15 kilometer distance. Now we have to convert it into hour. So, what we are supposed to do, we will go in this way. 15 kilometer is covered in 20 minutes. So, in 60 minutes, how much distance is covered by the car? We will do the cross multiplication. So, 15 into 60, this is the cross multiplication, is equal to 20 kilometer multiplied by question. So, 15 into 60 divided by 20 is equal to, this is actually 15 now. So, 15 things are 45 kilometer per hour. This is our answer. Now, students, we are going to learn about the if speed is given in kilometer per hour and we have to convert it into meter per second, what to do. One example is given here. Speed 360 kilometer per hour. The speed is given and we are supposed to convert it into meter per second. We know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Okay, so we have to convert the kilometer into meter. Then 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. But our expected unit is second. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. When we want to convert this minute into second, we are supposed to multiply it by 60 into 60. So in this way, 60 means 1 hour means 60 into 60, so that number will come in the form of second. Now we will do this one in this way. Now we have the 360 divided by 36. So you know that 36 tens are 360. So we have the answer 10 meter per second. This is our answer. Topic is, students, units of time. Okay, so the standard international unit of time is second. Okay, it is important to remember that symbols of all units are written in singular. Different units of time are used according to the requirement. For example, your age, can we measure it in second? No. So for that age, generally we are using year. You know, students? So that age is expressed in years. Time of the day is expressed in hours or minutes and not in seconds.
Distance time graph. You might have seen that newspapers, magazines, etc. present information in various forms of graphs. The distance time graph is a line graph which represents the speed. Let us learn to make such a graph.
Now we will make distance time graph. Take a graph paper, make two perpendicular lines. The vertical line, it is y-axis. The horizontal line is a x-axis. Both the lines meet on the point that is O, starting point of both the axes. X-axis represent time. X-axis represent time. Y-axis is represent distance. On the screen you will have the data, and with the help of this data we are going to make graph. This is the scale, students. On x-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 minute, y-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 kilometer. Now you can observe on the y-axis we have taken 1 unit is equal to 1 kilometer, and on the x-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 minute. Now students, with the help of this data you can see on screen, we will make the points. First, in 0 minute, 0 kilometer distance were covered when the vehicle has started. Within 1 minute, distance covered by vehicle was 1 kilometer. With 2 minute, distance covered was 2 kilometer. With 3 minute, distance covered was 3 kilometer. With 4 minute, distance covered by that vehicle was 4 kilometer. And with 5 minutes, distance covered by that particular vehicle was 5 kilometer. So in this way we have made point on the graph paper, and now we are going to make the line, and we will join these points. We will have the straight line. Students, we will make graph for non-uniform motion. We have taken scale also. On x-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 minute. On y-axis 1 unit is equal to 1 kilometer, and the data I am going to read, and with the help of that data we are going to make the points. So time, in 1 minute 1 kilometer distance is covered by vehicle. In 2 minutes 2 kilometer distance is covered by that vehicle. In 3 minutes 6 kilometer. Okay. 4 minutes 8 kilometer distance has been covered, and 5 minutes 14 kilometer distance. Now we are going to draw the line. With the help of this line we will able to understand the given motion is non-uniform motion, because in uniform motion, when we have done we have drawn the line. It was straight line. Now we will see which type of line it is. Actually it is curve line. So this is non-uniform motion.
Now students, we are going to solve the questions which is based on distance time graph. In the graph shown on the screen, which vehicle A or B is moving faster? Let us observe the line representing the speed of vehicle A and vehicle B. We can observe that vehicle A has covered more distance than B with respect to the same time that vehicle B has covered. Therefore, vehicle A is moving faster and vehicle B is moving slower. Second question. Which of the following distance time graph shows a truck moving with speed which is not constant? Graph 1. Then option 2. Option 3. Option 4. You can pause the video and try seeking the answer. In distance time graph, the constant speed of truck is represented by a straight line in graph 1 and 4. In the second graph, a straight line parallel to the time axis indicates that the truck is not moving, hence it is not having any speed. A curved line on the third graph indicates that the truck is moving with speed which is not constant. Hence, 4, the answer is third graph. Second.